Hello and welcome to my video talking about Celtophile, a reading event created by Nicole at Nicole's Bookish Nook. Be sure to check out her video and channel as well. I'm a co-host along with Phillip Hall at A Poet Reads and Writes. I'll leave links to their channels down below. As you can see, I found plenty of books to participate. This event will be running throughout March. I'm very much looking forward to it. I found 23 books that will tie in. Of course, I'm not going to read all of them through March, but I will certainly be reading a few of them. There are also 7 prompts that go along with the event if you wish to participate. Those will be in the description box down below. If you're interested in being a co-host, be sure to email Nicole and let her know. I'll leave a link to her email down below. What am I looking at reading throughout March? I have all kinds of suggestions here. I'll go through them quickly because I don't want this to be uber long. First, I have the Mabinogion. I probably said that wrong. I know Philip said it right in his video. This is translated by Gwyn and Thomas Jones. On the back it says, "This translation of the complete Mabinogion presents in modern English 11 Welsh stories that are among the finest flowerings of the Celtic genius and taken together a masterpiece of medieval European literature." Now, as it turns out, I actually have 2 copies of this. They're both the same translation. I picked this up during one of my shops, and I bought this recently in my 25 books. Personally, I think it's great because it means I can annotate one copy and leave one copy as it is. Next, I have The Power of Myth. This is by Joseph Campbell, and it's with Bill Moyers. Now, quite a bit of the information we have about the Celts, I know some people pronounce it Celts, has to do with their various mythologies, stories that have come down to us. So I'll have to take a deeper look into this to see if it will actually apply for the event, but I thought I would put it aside just in case. Yes, I also ended up getting 2 copies of this, one that's easy to fit in my hand, and a much larger copy that will probably end up staying immaculate. I just noticed looking at the copy of this one that I'd got from my thrift store, it was actually a birthday gift from parents to their daughter in 1991. So that's rather cool. Now, of course, with the Celts is King Arthur, all those legends, something I very much always enjoy. I shared a while ago one of my favorite pictures. It's called The Death of Elaine, but it's from the Arthurian legend. So, keeping with that, I have Arthur and the Lost Kingdoms. This is by Alistair Moffat. He talks about the real-life location of where Arthur may have been. Very much enjoyed this read. A Brief History of King Arthur, The Man and the Legend Revealed. This is by Mike Ashley. Also a very informative read about the documents, trying to find out, did Arthur actually exist? Where would he have potentially been, along with Camelot and all the other issues that go with that? This was one of the awesome finds at the bookstore. The Book of Irish Legends. This is by Ian Zazik, and illustrated by Emma Gardner. Perfect time to read this. So this will definitely be on my March read. Of course, still keeping with Arthur, The Once and Future King. This is by T.H. White. I was very happy to find this for $1. I had lent this out years ago to someone who never returned it. Definitely looking forward to revisiting that. Earth acupuncture isn't specifically Celtic, but it does tie into learning about the land, the energies, and living in harmony with nature, which to me is a great deal of what the Celts were about. Yes, they were warriors, there were many other things that were happening, but a big part of Celtic information has to do understanding the land. This one may not be in my March read, but it's definitely on my to read this year. Of course, many of the old Irish stories and Scottish stories include fairy folk. I have A Witch's Guide to Fairy Folk. This is by Edwayne McCoy. Includes a dictionary of 230 fairies. Yes, Noah, I do know how to use sticky tabs. I just prefer highlighters and markers and pens and annotating. So this isn't a book that I may read front to back. I know I have in the past, but it is an excellent resource for anyone interested in fairy mythology. Then I have the Book of Celtic Magic. This is by Christopher Hughes. Transformative Teachings from the Cauldron of Éowyn. And I should also mention a number of these books are from Llywelyn, The Crescent Moon, where you'll find information not just about the Celts, but a wide range of authors you may not find in your public libraries. Next, I have the Encyclopedia Celtic Wisdom, a Celtic Shaman's Sourcebook. This is by Caitlin and John Matthews. I have a number of different works by them. I have a Celtic Wisdom Oracle that was put together by them that includes a small deck of cards and a book, and I know I have other books by them as well. Of course, not finished with Arthur yet, because you have to have Merlin as part of that as well. This is by Adam Ardray. This actually talks about Merlin, the truth behind the legend of the great Arthurian mage. I enjoyed the read, definitely need to revisit it. Next, I have Lords of the Battle. This is by Stephen Allen, The World of the Celtic Warrior. The inside is just incredible. I have had this sitting on my shelves for so long that I definitely need to get to it. Next, I have The Green Man, Spirit of Nature. This is by John Matthews. And you may have seen in some of my earthing videos, yes, I do have this particular green man out in my backyard. This book came with that little plaque as well. It's an enjoyable read, and I'm definitely looking forward to revisiting that. Have Fairy Stones. This is by Siri Norman, an exploration of the folklore and fairies associated with stones and crystals. I have read this, and it was an enjoyable read. Again, a wonderful resource. I have Scottish Witchcraft, The History and Magic of the Picts. This is by Raymond Buckland. I haven't read this in a while, but I'm definitely looking forward to revisiting this. And yes, indeed, it is another Llywelyn book. In my recent haul of 25 new to me books, Celtic Spirals Handbook. This is by Sheila Sturrock. Very much looking forward to this as it goes through the designs. They're just incredible, and this is going to be so much fun incorporating into my various craft projects that I want to get into. Again, because with the Celts and of course the Druids, trees were important to them, so I'm including the healing magic of forest bathing. This is also one of my new books from the 25 I just got. This is by Julia Plevin, Finding Calm, Creativity, and Connection in the Natural World. And I just love that cover. Again, keeping with the tree theme, Tree Wisdom, the definitive guidebook to the myth, folklore, and healing power of trees, Jacqueline Memory Patterson. Love the cover of that. These two are new reads to me. So Tree Wisdom explores the world of trees through the eyes of the ancients and our eyes of today. Trees existed long before humans and provide a unique, holistic insight into our relationship with the land. In this time of increasing ecological awareness, we become a symbol of our connection with nature. Another book that is from that collection of 25, The Lore of the Bard, A Guide to the Celtic and Druid Mysteries. This is by Arthur Rowan. I also have The Path of Druidry, Walking the Ancient Green Way. This is by Penny Billington. I've had this book for years. I have yet to work through it front to back. Maybe this year after I finish Positive Energy or one of the other programs I'm working on this year. Then we have Celtic Lore and Spellcraft of the Dark Goddess. This is by Stephanie Woodfield, Invoking the Morrigan. Ties in again with King Arthur. It was a great read, and I very much appreciated, and yes, I do have it sticky tabbed. In the back, she has a pronunciation key. That's the thing when you're reading about the different Celtic stories. These pretty much focus on the United Kingdom. Of course, the Celts were in other countries as well, but most of my information tends to be based on the United Kingdom. So, of course, the pronunciation key is important because when you're looking at certain letters, you may think of it in your own language, but it was pronounced differently back in those days. So I really appreciated that pronunciation key. I think I may actually have to copy that. That key will likely come in very handy as I am reading through the old Welsh stories, depending on how these authors wrote the names. Another book that I have had for a very long time, and this was a gift from my husband, Celtic Myth and Magic. This is from the World Religion and Magic series, Harnessing the Power of the Gods and Goddesses. This is also by Edwene McCoy. I enjoy her writing and her works. Like I say, I've had this book for a very long time. Yes, again, some sticky notes. Yes, there is writing and annotation throughout it. It was an enjoyable read. She talks about a variety of different things. And I appreciate that in the back she has a list of the gods and goddesses with various information about the countries where they were popular, how they were discussed or described in the myths. She also talks about correspondences and how they may be used in magical or ritual work if you do that type of thing. I do not. I just really appreciate the information. The final book that I pulled for this potential reading and fun in March is Nature Speak: Signs, Omens, and Messages in Nature. This is by Ted Andrews. Again, this isn't based on Celtic information, but it does tie in with the appreciation of nature and what she has to offer us in terms of living in harmony with her. I've read this book once. I need to read it again. I've read Andrew's Animal Speak numerous times. That could even be incorporated into this. And as I was talking, I just realized I also have The Healing Power of Trees. This is by Charlene Hidalgo. Spiritual Journeys Through the Celtic Tree Calendar. I've worked through this book numerous times. I need to get back to working through it. Each month has a different tree. So from January 24th to February 20th, our tree is willow. And she goes through with the description of each of the trees. She has the agam that relates to it, as well as the holidays that occur during that time period. She connects it to a rune, as well as totems related to it, and the astrological sign. And then she goes through with a much longer description. Yes, this book is annotated all over the place because, like I say, I've worked through this system a number of times. I really need to get back to it. I'm very excited about this event because, like my shirt says, I'm having a meltdown. So is Mother Earth lately with our wild weather and the rest of it. So many thanks to Nicole for coming up with this event. I'm super honored to be a co-host as well. I'm looking forward to all of these reads, and even the ones that I don't get read in March will most likely be completed before December 2025, because the vast majority of them also connect into my massive pagan study that I'm doing this year, and that will be starting on the new moon of February the 28th. So lots on the go, lots to read. I hope this has given you some ideas about what you can read to participate in the event. As always, Nicole keeps it low stress, easy to do, just have some fun. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read about the Celts. Are you interested in participating in this event? What books do you have to participate in the event? Be sure to tag me and Phillip and Nicole so we know if you're reading anything about the Celts in March. And until next time, take good care, and remember, it's always good to know about the different fairies because not all of them play nice.